Raider Nation, what's going on? I want you all to join the Noti gang. Yesterday was an awesome game where the Raiders ended up winning 37-12, and we've had a lot of new subscribers here on the Las Vegas Raiders Report. So what I want you all to do is look underneath the video. You see this thing over here, the bell? I want you to click that bell, and then I want you to click all. That way you don't miss a single video that we drop here. Again, I appreciate all the new watchers, but I just don't want you to miss a video, so join the Noti gang.
So nation, no matter the location, from O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what is going on today? We are doing Overreaction Monday. We're going to talk about Derek Carr. We're going to talk about Jeff Heath, David Irving, Nicholas Morrow, and at the very end of the video, I'm going to give out some game balls. Overreaction Monday, Victory Monday, these shows are pretty spicy, so I don't want you to watch the whole thing. First thing we're going to talk about here is this team going to make the playoffs? Back-to-back weeks we talked about it. This time, am I going to give it 4 Chucky heads? I just can't quite get there yet. But this is a really, really nice percentage. 69% chance that the Raiders end up making the playoffs. And after a big win, you got to be feeling pretty confident because also the Raiders now 3-0 against the AFC West and have done a pretty solid job overall against the AFC. Currently the 5th seed right now, but they're going up against the Kansas City Chiefs this upcoming week. So what I want to show y'all is the current AFC West standings. 8-1 Chiefs, only lost to the Raiders. 6-3, 3-6, and then the 2-7 Chargers. So let's look at now the updated playoff picture after the Ravens lost on Sunday Night Football. It's pretty awesome to see the Raiders there at 6-3 as the 5 seed, but there are some big-time important games coming up that I want everyone to stay tuned for and everyone to be watching. You see the Colts there at number 4. The Raiders have to play them in Week 14. You see the Dolphins logo there at the number 6. Guess what? They got to play them Week 16. You already took care of business against the Browns. If the Raiders want to make the playoffs, and if y'all want it to be 4 Chucky heads, you got to take care of business. And you know what? It starts Week 11. We are on to Kansas City. I am going to steal a line from a coach that I'm not going to mention, but we are on to Kansas City now. And if you can beat the Chiefs again, you should be able to take care of business against the Falcons. If you don't beat the Jets, I'm canceling the show. Then you got 14 against the Colts, Week 16 against the Dolphins. Those are by far the 2 teams that I want every single person looking out for right now. Yes, I know you're Raider fans, but it is important also to go out and look at some of the other teams that you're going to be competing with. Look at the Colts, look at the Dolphins, do your homework because those are going to be some big games. But let's look at Week 11 now. This one, the Chiefs, 7-point favorites. I don't know about you. I think it's a little disrespectful considering the fact that the Raiders, I know they won by 8 points, but I think that they actually handed the Chiefs kind of easily that last time. But Kansas City, I'll tell you what, they're coming off a bye. They're going to be motivated, but I also think the Raiders are going to be ready to rock too. Now, today's show is presented by BetUS, and I saw that the fact that the Chiefs were 7-point favorites, it kind of ticked me off a little bit. So I want you to listen up because I got a special deal going on. First, if you haven't gotten started with our BetUS Sportsbook partner, please do. We got the best deal going on the internet. You got to go to this link down you see here below, chatsports.com/Raiders. Got to use the link or else I don't get credit for it and it doesn't help me out. I'm just being honest with y'all. Then, promo code Raiders125 gets you 125% deposit bonus. So, from experience, put down 100, get $125 for free to bet with. How about this, though? We're going to put a little cherry on top here. I got your back. Nation's about having the back, and that's all about family. So if the Raiders don't cover the spread versus the Chiefs, remember, that's a 7-point spread. So let's just say even if the Raiders lose by 6 points, we're still going to cover the spread. So I will cover your bet up to $50. Hit me up on Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. Bottom line is I want you to take the Raiders, okay? Going up against the Chiefs, take that spread. And if you guys have any questions whatsoever, you can always email me, raiders@chatsports.com. So remember here also, I do want to keep the mojo going because I know a lot of people also bet on the Raiders, in Week 8. We won that bet. Bet on the Raiders in Week 9, won that bet. Let's do it again. If you bet on the Raiders last week, I'm a very superstitious person, and the fact that we got a 3-game winning streak going, let's keep it going. So if you bet on the Raiders last week, I'm going to cover your bet up to $25 again this week. We're giving you free money. We're trying to get you guys to bet more, trying to have a little bit of fun here. But if everything I said was a lot, hey, again, email me, at Raiders@chatsports.com for details. I check my email all the time. If you want to put in the subject line, how about FKC? Put in the subject line FKC at Raiders@chatsports.com for details if you want to take the Raiders going up against the Chiefs. Let's get back into my Overreaction Monday. Let's talk about Derek Carr. I wore the jersey for a reason. Is he going to be returning in 2021? I mean, think about it. Think about it for the last 2-3 years. How much crap, how many rumors have been around this guy. I'm going to give it 3 chalky heads, and I think that it's pretty likely that he does end up coming back. He's having a career year, and I do think it kind of, goes into show maybe how complicated the Jon Gruden system can be, or wouldn't this be crazy, when you actually have a coaching staff that comes back for the first time in his career under Gruden, it looks pretty good. The Raiders are 6-3, they're winning football games, and his contract, find me a quarterback as good as what Derek Carr has played this year for $22.5 million. Yeah, I'm going to wait. Now, he didn't have the best game against the Broncos. 154 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So let's look at his 2020 stats here. 16 touchdowns, 2 picks, 2,156 yards. Now, those are all good. And everyone's going to always also look at the fumbles. He's been a little bit better the last 2 weeks. But his 16-game pace, 3,833 yards, 28 touchdowns, 4 picks. My projection for Derek Carr, you can go back and look at the video, was like 4,200 yards, 26 touchdowns, 6 INTs. Hey, if he wants to have less INTs, I'm totally okay with it. So get your votes in here. This is what the Raiders Report's all about. It's about you guys interacting and letting me know in the comments. So you know what? I'm going to make this the pinned comment. What does that mean for those new viewers? It means it's going to be the very, very top comment on this YouTube video. So is Derek Carr returning in 2021? Give me a Y for yes, or I want you to type N for no. Third story here, and remember, Overreaction Monday, I'm giving you the 5 biggest storylines. This one might be the biggest one of the entire week. Is it time to start Nicholas Morrow over Cory Littleton? Something that I can't believe I'm saying, but after a career game, I'm going to give it 2 chalky heads, and people are going to talk, and I'm going to talk about it all week, and I'm telling you what right now, you're going to see it in articles, you're going to see it in podcasts, you're going to see it on Instagram, Twitter. If MySpace is still a thing, it's going to be there too. So Cory Littleton missed Week 10 due to COVID-19. Morrow stepped up, and when you go back and look at the other snap counts, Littleton had played in 99% of the Raiders' defensive snaps before Week 10. Now, Nicholas Morrow in Week 10, he actually got 100% of the snaps. Didn't even come off the field. He had 5 tackles. He had a great pass breakup. Had a beautiful sack. Yes, everyone type beautiful sack in the comments. And then 2 quarterback hits. One of those was definitely helped by David Irving, but Morrow stepped up nonetheless. And it's also important that he actually looked like he knew where he was supposed to be. On the other hand, Cory Littleton was the guy that the Raiders signed to a 3-year, $36 million contract, was supposed to be the big guy here. And it just hasn't worked out. I mean, we can be honest. He's been targeted 49 times, 34 receptions, 386 yards. Sure, he hasn't given up any touchdowns, but I mean, the yards after the catch killing Littleton. How many times, even on like 3rd and 13, 3rd and 15, is Cory Littleton getting burned? I mean, the Raiders defense played well, and Nicholas Morrow was a big reason for that. So how about this? Let's get spicy. Is it time to bench Cory Littleton? Type 4 for believe it, baby. Or I want you guys to type 0 for tuck rule, tuck that. I'm not quite there yet on benching Cory Littleton outright. However, Nicholas Morrow has definitely earned some more snaps. I get the fact that they want Littleton to be their linebacker, their main guy that they're throwing out there every single down. But Nicholas Morrow, to me, showed that, again, when you're in a certain system, you know it better. And he knew where to be. The Raiders' defensive unit as a whole, they played together. It was a total team win. That's why it was such an inspiring game, I think, on the defensive side of the football. So is it time to bench Cory Littleton? No. But maybe taking the snap counts from being like 95, dropping them down to 75, and giving Morrow a little bit more, because I'm sorry, he definitely earned it. All right, let's go to the next story here. Is around my guy, Jeff Heath. Need more Heath. You guys ever see the Saturday Night Live skit, Need More Cowbell? That's how I feel. I need more Jeff Heath in my life. Now, I love me some Heath bars after Halloween, but I am absolutely loving what Jeff Heath is doing to this defensive unit. 2 interceptions versus Denver. Played in 48% of the snaps. That compares to about 55% for Eric Harris. Now, they're still swapping in Heath, Abram, all these guys in and out of the roster. But considering the fact that, I mean, he had 2 pass breakups, clutch pass breakups. He had 2 interceptions. One of the stats that you don't see on here is the clutch, I guess, holding call that was called against him, which then led to that interception right before half. It was a veteran move, and that's what Jeff Heath brings. And then honestly, if Nick Kwiatkowski doesn't make a one-handed interception, Heath probably has another one, because he was literally waiting right behind, jumped up, arms wide open, and Kwiatkowski's like, you know what? I'm going to get on the interception board as well. So here are your Raiders interception leaders. It's Jeff Heath, and then it's everyone else. And yes, there's nobody else on the team that has a single INT yet. So we're talking about Jeff Heath. We're talking about how my man deserves some more snaps, and he absolutely does. Also, I want to give a little bit of credit here to Jon Gruden for sticking to his word and mix and matching. So this is right after the Buccaneers loss. I'm not going to say the score because I still have nightmares about it. Here's Gruden's quote. "We are where we are. We're 3-3. We played some really good offenses. We're going to stick together, bond together, make some changes in the lineup possibly, and in the scheme that we use, we're hoping to change the results that we're getting." Well, you know what? My hat's off to Jon Gruden, where he has done exactly that. And I'm also going to say this. I'm going to give big credit to Paul Guenther, because they have made these defensive changes. They've made a lot of movements. And after the Week 8 game against the Browns, he gave up 6 points. Week 9 against the Chargers, 26. And I mean, honestly, the Chargers at the end of that game, they could have put up more points, but the Raiders have been a bend but don't break defense. And then 12 against Denver. I mean, if it wasn't for garbage time, they don't even score a touchdown late there at the end. So in the last 3 games, you have a Raiders team that's given up 14.6 points per game. Sure, the offenses that they played earlier on are not quite, or a lot better than what they've played recently, but the bottom line is this. You're seeing, again, a Raiders team come together, become one unit, and I'm hoping that it continues to carry, especially against Kansas City. The last thing that we're going to talk about here is going to be David Irving. I mean, the entire week, basically since this man has been signed, Week 6, it's, when are we going to see David? Is Irving going to play? Mitch, do you know if Irving's going to play? Well, he finally played, and this man has earned himself some more playing time. 4 Chucky heads, believe it, baby. Played in only 31% of the defensive snaps, and really the reason why he got in is because Kendall Vickers currently went down quickly with an injury early on in the game. Now, he didn't light up the box score, and if you're just hunting the box score, you're doing it wrong. Because David Irving, the amount of interior pressure that he was able to create, opening up things for Nicholas Morrow, opening up pressure for Jonathan Abram, which led to a sack, or which led to an interception. Irving had a great game, and I think if you can maybe turn that 31%, bump it up to like 50, even for a guy like Arden Key. I mean, you saw a fresh Raiders team. Max Crosby played in only 69% of the snaps. Cleveland Ferrell played in 69% of the snaps. Every single time the Raiders brought a new dude out there getting after Drew Lock, which is what you needed to do, it was fun to watch. And for me, I'm going to continue to stick David Irving in the middle of that defensive line because that man forced a lot of pressure. Now, I always ask y'all, hey, who deserves the game ball? Who was the MVP? But I said earlier, this was a total team win. So you have 3 game balls to give. So who are you giving your balls to? All right, so I'm giving my balls to Josh Jacobs. Definitely gets the first game ball. I mean, he totally carried this offense. And I know we're going to show you the Devontae Booker stats here in a second too. But I mean, for Jacobs, this was basically all in the third quarter, or all up in the first 3 quarters. 112 yards, 5.3 yards per carry, 2 rushing touchdowns. He also led the team in receptions with 4 for 24 yards. Also, I do want to give a little bit of love to Devontae Booker. And I mean, right now, Jacobs and Booker, I think you can make the argument as being one of the best running back duos in the National Football League, maybe behind the Browns as well. But 81 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, an absolute revenge game for Booker. So I'm very, very happy for him. My next game ball, probably not too much of a surprise, it's Nicholas Morrow. Be able to just come in right away, fill in the shoes of Cory Littleton, which, you know, maybe his shoes haven't been too big this year. But Morrow stepped up, had himself a great game. But I think when you look at from top to bottom, the man that totally changed this one was Jeff Heath. It is 10-6 right before halftime. And then Heath gets a holding call against him. And then the very next play, it's an interception. That totally switched the momentum of this football game. So my game balls, Josh Jacobs, Nicholas Morrow, Jeff Heath. If you made it this far in the video, scroll on down in the comments and let us know who you're giving your balls to.